What up, Facebook, YouTube, whoever's looking? I'm gonna show you how I reload a 350 grain bullet for the Desert Eagle 5.0 AE, okay, or the 50 AE or .50 AE, whichever one you guys call it. All right, I noticed that a lot of people online, they don't post a lot of 350 or higher grain bullets. So I am going to show you how I do mine, just in case it helps somebody else. All right. Casing, already waxed and lube. I'm gonna just prime 5 of them, and then I'll show you guys my actual process. Nothing fancy. I like to do mine like this. I like to put my primer in first and size it. Just a lot easier for me. A lot of guys would argue with how I do it, but everybody has their own way of doing their thing. I'm not in a rush. I mean, you know, hell, if I only make 40 Desert Eagle rounds a day, then that's all I make. You know, reloading is not about how fast you can go. I'm not selling them, I'm shooting them for myself. So, okay, now that I get this, I'm gonna move this. I am using large pistol primers, Magnum. So, Winchester too. Winchester primers. I buy them in thousands. This is the bullet I'm going to be using, the 350 grain. Okay. And that's what I use. The 350 grain round nose from the 500 Smith & Wesson. They're both .500, so it doesn't matter if it's a Smith & Wesson, Desert Eagle, they all use the same bullet. And it's from Berry manufacturer. And I pretty much got this for about, I think at Cabela's for 40 bucks. And you get 150 bullets for 40 bucks, 350 grain. Let's see here. All right, now that I have my bullets primed, I am going to pretty much, I have my stuff set already. So basically what I do is, how I came up with my recipe is I used to load 325 grain. That's all I was able to find at the time. But 325 grain seems to be hard these days. So I went to 350s. A lot easier to find, I think. Maybe Connecticut's different from other states, but it is what it is. Basically, I used on the 325 grain, 33.1 grains of H110 or 296. 296 Winchester. H110. I basically fell in love with the 296. When you're looking for fireballs and rings and all that other stuff, and the, you know, the ooh-ahs at the gun clubs, this is what you want to use. This is good. I love it. You know, I would rather choose the 296, but if I can't get the 296, I do mess with the H110. This is one powder that I hate, the IMR 4227. I bought 20 pounds. Don't want it, but I'm still going to keep it. But this powder sucks to me. I'm not looking for accuracy with a Desert Eagle. I'm looking for the showstopper, the ooh bang, you know, pretty rings, fireballs, you know, all that type of stuff. So, on that note, the powder that I am using is 296 Winchester, and I am basically reloading a 350 grain bullet from Barry's manufacturer, and I'm using Winchester 296, and I am using 31.8 grains. That's my high. But I fluctuate between 31.5 and 31.8. I don't go no lower than that. Just because I've taken it to the range and I've shot 29 grains. 29 grains does not cycle. 29.8 grains might. 30 grains does well. 31 grains does great. I liked the 31.5 to 31.8 grains. So you can pretty much stick between that, and it still gives you around 1,300 and I think 27 feet per second. Okay, that's pretty good. You know, I don't get technical with it or nothing like that, but I have tested all the grains all the way down to where it wouldn't shoot anymore, all the way up until the, you know, all the gunpowder burnt clean in the weapon or the Desert Eagle. And, you know, anybody that shoots a Desert Eagle know that it likes hot rounds to cycle well. You know, don't buy a Desert Eagle if you don't want recoil, you know, but it is what it is. There's a lot of weirdos out there. But pretty much what I do is I use my hopper and I use a ramekin. Nice, right? A good old stainless steel ramekin. And like I said before, I've already sprayed these casings. They've been cleaned, de-primed and primed, waxed, just, you know, a little bit of slick, what is it called? Because I'm not using carbide dyes on the DE, I'm using K-Slick by RCBS. So these 5 are already sized and primed, resized and primed, and they're already waxed. So now that I did this, I'm basically going to show you how I do mines. Every 5 bullets I always double check. Okay, the hopper's cool, but you still kind of want to check your bullets every 5 rounds. I actually don't check them 5 rounds. I check them every 10. Just for video purposes, I'm saying 5 rounds. So basically what I do is I take my little, whatever this thingamajigger is, I'm just kidding, my funnel. So I put it there. I basically take my stainless steel ramekin, which is clean, free of debris and dirt. This is already set at 31.8 grains, and I'll pretty much go fill it, bring it down, pour it in, on to the next one. It's clean. I ain't getting gunpowder all over the place. Now this is funny because I actually do have a RCBS Chargemaster 1500. I like this way, you know, especially when it comes to my own personal hand rounds for the Desert Eagle. Now that I have filled all 5 of these, I'll take my funnel and throw my funnel over here. Now how I double check to make sure that all 5 of these are all set, let me clear this, because that was for my last 5, or I should say 10. What I'll do is I'll I'll take a measurement now because I already filled these 5 up, and I'll take my ramekin and I will pour that in there and measure it, and pretty much wait and see if I'm on point. I mean, hell, I've already done 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35 rounds with these included, 40 rounds. I'm looking at this. I have this set at 31.8 grains. So I know that I'm on point and my hopper's still on point. So basically, I mean, I can pour it back in here, but a lot of times I just dump it in here, which is my powder tray, and then at the end I dump this back in here. So put that back up there, and now that I know that I have all my casings all set, now what I am going to do is, excuse me moving the camera, but somebody's got to do it. All right, let me adjust my tripod here because I'm so fancy. All right, so basically all of these is filled with gunpowder, and like I said, this is 350 grain bullet. Okay, 350 by Barry's manufacturer. And like I said, a lot of times I've been searching on YouTube, internet, a lot of people don't post up 350 grain bullet specs, especially with 296 Winchester, IMR 4227 or H110. So now I am going to basically put the bullets together. This is one of my presses. This is a Lee turret. I like this one, actually. It's just easier to change out versus the other ones. So now what I'm going to do is put it together, and that's it. Pretty much I just made the video just to show you guys and tell you guys how what my recipe was for a 350 grain bullet with 296 or H110. They're pretty much the same powder, you know. So IMR 4227 is a little different, but the 296 and the H110, same thing. Don't read into it so much. I did at first when I start reloading, and after I start paying attention to the smaller things and figured out what powders are pretty much similar to each other, I stopped tripping so much. So basically I will take the bullet and I will basically flare it, bring it down. What sucks about these Lee dyes and other dyes about the Desert Eagle, I can't find a crimp dye. So basically what I did was, I do have I bought 2 sets of Desert Eagle 58E dyes, and I took the actual bullet cedar and crimp dye. I took the bullet cedar totally out and basically use that as a crimp separately, you know. So it is what it is. But I take it, bring it down, crimp it, and folks, this is pretty much a Desert Eagle round. Like I said, it's a Winchester primer, Magnum, a 58E casing, 350 grains, with a pretty decent crimp, not too much. I used to not crimp my Desert Eagle rounds. Actually, making this video last night was the first time I actually start crimping them. but I've shot crimp rounds before. It just makes it so that the actual bullet don't spin. So that's it, folks. 31.8 grains of Winchester 296 or H110. 31.8 grains, people. If you want to back off a little bit and go with 31.5, 31.3, you can. Try not to go over 31.8. That's just me. That's a hell of a lot of kick coming out of this off a 350 grain bullet. So I hope I helped somebody out there, a new reloader or a reloader that just was wondering who does 350 grain bullets. All right, people. Thanks a lot. I gotta go.
DJ Chris Breezy.
This your boy, Mr. 1969 Lincoln.
Yeah.
The only Lincoln.
Why you keep asking me about?
A lot of people might not agree with that either, but
she's not here right now.
so that's my first bullet. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Peace
Why
out.
you keep asking me about?
There you go.
She's
The
not
board.
here right now.
As usual.
Yeah. Why you keep asking me about? She's not here right